drop that.
Hey, don't drop that dirk. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Gogi, we want you on the podcast. So did he give you guys all Wine Barn shirts?
Yes.
Like you and Hudson?
Yes.
I was really happy that at least during your Five Forks formula, you and him weren't both wearing one because you were and he was wearing a Five Forks shirt. But you both have a Wine Barn shirt. He wore his yesterday.
I have 2 Wine Barn shirts.
Oh my gosh.
And I also have a Casamigos shirt.
That's right.
I didn't know what it was, by the way, but it was free.
There we go. I want a Wine Barn shirt. They look
So what
nice.
did you have to do to get the Wine Barn shirt? Just be
Yogi
Jonathan
pays
Van Dyke?
me a lot of money every day for personal training, and so it gives me a whole hour to just rag him about things. And so eventually I talked him into bringing me a free shirt.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's how it went down.
He does pay you a lot of money to work him out. And you work him out real good. He's gotten really, I will say, I've seen an improvement in his fitness.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yogi does so good. If we could get him not going off the rails on some weekends on his food, I think he'd be real good.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean, he owns, how many restaurants does he own? He owns the Bohemian Bowl.
Yeah.
And then he owns a ice cream place.
no, he doesn't own that anymore. He sold it.
Never mind. So he owns a,
He owns a couple restaurants, a couple wine barns.
yeah, so
couple-
it's like,
yeah.
I mean, it's a little hard if he's going around, there's a couple fries. I mean, I would be. I used to do that at Red Robin when we were in the back. We'd eat the leftover fries.
You worked at Red Robin?
I did. I used to be a busboy at Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Yum.
I will say, pre-kids, sweet potato, the endless sweet potato fries
Yes.
were the thing I would do.
Potato
Dude,
fries.
they would, we would get the, I don't know if they still do it, that big chocolate cake thing with the ice cream cake.
Mm-hmm.
And people would always order it, and it was way too big, and they would never finish it. And so everyone in the back would always wait and go, all right, yep. And we'd get it back, and we'd just
Eat it.
Oh, I might
look.
be judging
When you're a teenager,
I was a teenager in food industry also. I
yeah.
worked
So
at
you were
St.
just too,
Catherine's.
yeah. You were too pleasant then. St. Catherine's,
Sweet Catherine.
Sweet Catherine's, like St. Catherine's.
It's a cute bistro type
Okay,
thing.
see, there's the
on Main
difference.
Street Fountain Inn.
I was a busboy at Red
Yeah.
Robin, and I was escorting the Red Robin mascot at baseball games. And you worked at Sweet Catherine's, a nice little bistro. So yeah, I was a busboy at a Red Robin, and I remember the guy there was a busboy in training who got fired because he spit on the table he was cleaning. I did not understand that. I was like, dude, I'm
Spit and shine.
I was like, I'm 16 and I know that's not a good move. And he
Yeah.
was like 20. Everyone, yeah.
Like he was cleaning the table and
Yeah, and he was
spit
like,
on
I'm already cleaning it, so he just spit on it. But
Oh,
I mean, like,
no.
there's other patrons around just watching. Like, please don't do that.
it. Jeez,
So he's fired on the spot, yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, one of my first jobs was at Ponderosa Steakhouse.
Oh.
Don't know if you
Nice.
guys know what that is.
Yes.
But it's a older restaurant that was a buffet.
Oh, man. What, did you have to work the buffet side, or were you...
I started washing dishes, then became a busboy, and then eventually did a little bit of waiting as tables as well.
Did you make a lot of money waiting tables?
No, enough to help me buy a car, I think. But
So we all worked in the food industry at one point in time.
I feel like you need to. I think there's a few
Yeah,
jobs everyone
for
needs
sure.
to work.
Yeah, it definitely builds character, and then I feel like helps you have more respect for people. Like when you're going to order something, like I try to always leave a good tip. Always
Yes.
try to be respectful.
Lifeguard's another one. I was a lifeguard.
I was a lifeguard as well.
Man, it taught me a lot about how I do not like people at pools. I am not your babysitter, please.
All right, so kids asking the question why 12 times in a row is definitely its own form of a workout.
Wait, so this episode is about what? Family?
I actually almost spit all the water on all the equipment. That took everything into me not to spit. That was
Sorry,
so
we
good.
went from food industry and then talking about 12.
So how come kids saying why is a workout? that was such a good start. So Ashley, what's this episode on today?
Today we are talking about family.
All right.
All right, so
Family.
there's your question,
All right,
jerk.
good. I was just curious.
No, you weren't. You're acting like you just walked into the room and you're like, I'm just curious about what we're talking about today.
You pulled a Joel.
You did.
You
Let's
pulled a
wrap
Joel.
it up. All right, producer John. Why?
I don't even know
why
where
12
we're at.
times? Why 12 times? Your
What's
kids ask
12
you
times?
Why all the time?
That's
Your
a
kids
lot
ask you
of
why a
times.
lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Never ends.
Addie's getting to that age of where she's asking deep questions. And I'm like, I really don't know the answer
Yeah,
to that. I'm
yeah.
gonna have to like research that a little bit.
Yeah.
Like about life and the Lord. Like we'll just be driving down the road and
Mm-hmm.
she'll just be like, "Mommy, why did this or that happen in the Bible?" And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, your kids get to the age where, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. And then you have to actually start answering. Oh, no. Oh, no.
If I don't know the answer, I just say your mom to my kids.
There you go.
That's my go-to.
I've now tried to get past the why questions by just asking them if that's okay. I don't actually ask them if that's okay in the sense of like if they said no, I wouldn't do it. But they're like, "What are you doing?" "I'm making some food." "Is that okay?" "No." Well, I'm still going to do it, but
Be like, "Do
it
you-"
stops the why question from happening for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that okay? No. Well,
Yeah.
which one of your kids asks why the most? Because you have 2.
Mm-hmm.
You have 10.
4, 10.
Yeah, same thing.
About the same.
Yeah. And I've got 3. Which one of your 4 asks why the most?
Man, I don't know if I can put a tape measure on that one, but they all
Yeah.
they all ask a lot of questions, except Eli, but he's starting to form some sentences, but he's still not talking a ton.
Oh, man. He's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They both ask why a lot. What about you,
Nora, all the time.
Nora?
Every day.
Yeah.
You've met her enough to know
Yeah.
she's why. Why? Mainly because she doesn't like it. That's why. Why are we doing this? Why'd you say that?
I think for me, it's Millie, and Millie will ask why, and oftentimes she'll then ask why again, and it doesn't quite make sense to the context of even what's going on, and so I don't even know how to answer it, and I'm like, Millie, what are you asking right now? I don't even understand.
Lucy just stopped slurring this phrase together. It's "what did you say?" But she would ask me a question, I would answer it, and then she'd go, "What you say?" I'm like, you were the one who asked me the question.
Yeah.
And then now she goes, "What did you say?" Like, thank you for at least enunciating.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Who do you feel like is the character in your family out of your kiddos? I don't know. It could be you. You could be the character in your
I'm
family.
about to say, might be me.
Yeah, my kids say I'm crazy.
You're a little crazy.
I am a little crazy. Honestly, I think they all have their own personalities,
Yeah.
and so at certain times they all have their own moments of being a character. And especially with Millie and Eli, they're still younger, but I would say that Millie has the most crazy character out of all of them. She's just off the wall and says things that just are pretty funny most of the time.
I
So,
could see that.
yeah.
I could see that. What about you, Joel?
Lucy I'd say she's more of a character in the sense of what she wears. She's the person that will just put on all the costumes and get all dressed up and then be like, "Look at me." Nora just does insane things, but then she does them to herself. So it's even more of a character. Like, she's just in her own world.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I feel like Ellie is, but then Addie also has her moments. Ellie's definitely the one that'll just be like off the rails all the time, not shy at all. Like, we're going through, like, she's seriously not shy at all to where it's like we're having to really, like,
Stranger danger?
Yes, because she has none. Like, we'll be in Target and she'll
Yep.
be like, "Hey, Mommy, that's my best friend." And then she'll just like strike up a conversation and be like, "Can you babysit me?" And I'm like, "No, Ellie, they cannot babysit you. And you can't ask people if they can." So she's just like, and gosh, I love her. I love her little personality, or her big personality. And then Addie she's a little bit more shy at first, but then like once she gets comfortable around you, I'm like,
She talks your ear off.
yeah.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
That's
oh.
Lucy and Nora.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, the other week, it was at the get together last Saturday. Ellie just came around. I haven't seen her in weeks, and she comes sprinting up to me and hugged me and she says, "Hey, Jonathan," it was the cutest thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's so sweet. And I feel like they both have the sweetest little hearts.
Yeah.
They do.
really do.
I remember, I think it was Ellie. Ellie, which one's the oldest again?
Addie.
Addie. She was defending me from your kids because your kids were attacking me at the last week of the Open, Friday Night
about right.
Lights. Your kids and Chi-Chi were just absolutely chasing me everywhere. And Addie was like, "Get away from him. Stop." And she was defending me. I was like, "He was such a sweet kid. Thank you." Not that I was crying over kids attacking me, but I'm just saying. I was like, "Thank you. Someone came to my defense."
That's one other thing with Addie is she is strong, and she's been doing karate for like
Yes, she has.
a year and a half, going on 2 years now.
Like mother, like daughter.
Oh yeah.
Did you do karate?
No,
Well,
she's strong.
Oh.
Yeah.
that. But also, yes, I have done karate with my dad for like a long time.
Wow.
So I know a thing or two. Just don't cross me. Just kidding. Anyways, she's so strong, and like she'll be wrestling with Tyler
Yeah.
or even me. She'll like come up and just like punch me. I'm like,
Ow.
ow, you're 5, well, almost 6, but I'm like, that hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when she's in her class, sometimes she can be like timid because she doesn't want to hurt anybody. I'm like,
Yeah.
Addie, come on, punch him in
the face.
Go get him.
Punch him in
Like,
the face.
don't do that, but don't be scared.
I
to,
didn't give
like-
any advice
Yeah.
the other way. I didn't say anything.
What are some of your favorite moments? It can be recently, or it can be like something that happened like a long time ago, but really just like stood out, like that you've done with your family or has happened in your family. Can you think of any?
I don't know that I have a specific moment in person, but I think that going through life and watching my kids develop and grow up and learn new things and get to see the benefits of hard work, of loving others, and just learning life is super impactful to me. And I think one of the most enjoyable parts of being a father is just watching my kids' development, and especially in, not that sports are everything, but learning how to do a new skill, learn a new sport, and then also their determination to try to be better or good at something, and also loving on others and learning compassion, and also the negative side of it, like what it's like to treat others wrong, and then what happens when they get treated wrong, and use that as a learning scenario, and just all of that as a whole, I think is great, and it's been a lot of fun for me to watch and be part of as a father.
I love that.
That was a lot more righteous of what I was going to say. So you can have that. I was going to say I love Edmund. You know, he's our 10-month-old. And so Lucy and Nora born very close together, Irish twins, and then Edmund is 10 months. And he and I are like two peas in a pod, to the point where Joanna does not joke when she says this. If he were to choose, he would choose me over her, if like someone to hold him. And there have been times where he has seen Joanna start to walk towards us, and he turns around and like will climb up to try to get away from her. And then as she tries to grab him, he'll pull onto my shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm like, thanks, dude.
That's sweet.
That's
To
nice.
have that
That's nice.
special bond.
I know.
I feel like both of my girls, like, very much as babies. I feel like this sometimes, well, other than in that situation, but were both like mama's girls, like big time. Ellie still is, but now they're starting to get a little bit older. And so they're interacting with Tyler like on a deeper level, and it's so sweet to see. And he'll take them on these special little like dates, like something they've been doing recently on Sunday afternoons. He'll take them and like go get a snow cone, and like I don't really want one. Sometimes by Sunday afternoon, I'm just like, trying to like prepare for the rest of the week. So the last couple of Sundays, he's just been taking them to go get snow cones, and it's like their favorite thing that they do together. So they're starting to develop that like deeper relationship with him, and so that's super sweet to see.
I love that. Sweet.
Yeah. Well, going back to like what you were saying, as like being a father for you and for you guys, and being a mother for me, it's also such a privilege and an honor and a blessing to be able to be a parent. But also, it's just crazy the amount of self, like how much you think about, man, this is somewhere where I really need to improve on, because you may see them acting in a way that you would react, and then you're like, oh man, and you find yourself disciplining them, and then you realize that's literally the reaction that I have, and then you're like self-reflecting. So I feel like that's really cool as a parent. It's also you're growing and teaching and disciplining your children because you want the best for them, and you want them to be the best that they can be. But then it's also like, in doing that, it's a growth and a learning experience, you know, for you, and helping you grow. So it's cool how that relationship works.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and thinking that my parents had it all figured out when I was a kid. And now realizing as I get there, like, oh, they probably didn't have anything figured out.
Exactly.
And because that's where I'm at, you know, trying to learn as you go.
Yeah, and it helps you have grace for situations also. And I feel like the older that I get, I'm like, oh, okay, like, now I can kind of understand why they reacted that way in that situation. And it helps give you a little bit more grace in those certain areas. So that's cool. What about you, your significant other? How'd you guys meet? Who wants to go first?
You go first.
Joel,
Okay, fine. Was that we met? We're significant others? No.
No.
No, we met a long time ago at a camp because we both went to different colleges and we did a Christian ministry on campus. And she went to App State in Boone, North Carolina. I went to Christopher Newport in Virginia, and we went to this camp together. We didn't know each other was going. And this big deal is the sand volleyball tournament. It's a big deal, right? All the Blue Ridge region schools go to this camp, and so we're playing against people from Duke, Clemson. You know, you think you're beating them, but you're just beating like the smart students. You're not beating any of the athletes. And so we beat Duke that year, and we felt really good. But in between like worship and teachings and stuff, everyone's practicing on all the different sand volleyball courts. And so we were waiting to sub in, and I hear this person singing "Rolling in the Deep" by Adele. Oh, that's a good voice. And I look over, it's Joanna. She's looking hot, and she's singing great. And I'm like, hey, you have a great voice. And without skipping a beat, she said, hey, thanks. And that was it. And I was like stone-faced and everything. I was like, all right, fine. So we sub in. She's serving. I'm receiving. She proceeds to get 5 aces on me because she's very good at volleyball.
Yes.
I had no idea. I was embarrassed, and my friends were making fun of me so badly. But yeah, like I was trying to compliment her or be like, "You suck." I don't know. I just trying to do whatever would work. Nothing would mess her up. Eventually, she had mercy and didn't get another ace on me, and we finally were okay. But like I remember going and moving around in the rotation, and I asked this girl, I was like, "Hey, what's that girl's deal? Like, is she single or whatever?" This was her sister. They don't look anything alike. And she was like, oh, yeah, she's single. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, can I talk to her? She's like, yeah, you should talk to her. And so, yeah, we dated long distance after that and got married. But, yeah, she is very competitive. And she embarrassed me in front of all my friends. And they still remind me to this day.
Shout
Are
out,
you
Joanna.
competitive?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't like to get to that level. So she would just always there. Anything we play, board games, card games, Dutch Blitz, don't play Dutch Blitz with her. She gets very competitive. It's a great card game, though.
I love that. So cool.
For me, typical jock type story, I have to say it, is... I
was playing soccer. She was the cheerleader.
Yeah, that's right. No, through a mutual friend, he was a youth pastor and would hang out with him a lot, and they were doing a youth event, and Brittany's mom was helping out because she has a younger brother, and they were doing a tubing trip. So we went tubing and happened to be riding in the same vehicle / tubing near Brittany, and she was very much into fitness, looked good, all of the above. And she needed a shirt, so I let her borrow my shirt. But as I gave her my shirt, I was like, hey, I'm gonna need that shirt back, so make sure you get that back to me.
Right, really kind.
Yeah, real kind. I know, right? And I think like a week later, I don't remember how it went down, but one of us reached out and jokingly, but was like, hey, I need that shirt back. And then, went on a first date, and obviously the rest is history.
Didn't you say something about her hamstrings looking good, too?
Yeah, I think I told her, I was like, hey, you got some nice hamstrings. And she
That's a very specific spot, too.
It's basically the PG version of saying you have a nice butt.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
The youth trip version.
That's right, the youth
I
trip
like your
version.
hamstrings. It's like Napoleon Dynamite, but like jock version.
Yeah.
You have nice elbow pads.
Hamstrings there.
My buddy Matthew Elrod used to joke like that, so that was like somewhat of an inside joke, but the high hamstring. I was like, hey, you got some nice high hamstrings there.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I like
love
that.
it.
That's funny.
When me and Tyler met, oh man, forever ago. So my dad was a youth pastor at the time, and we'd have these big events, these lock-ins at the Fountain Inn Activity Center, and it was a pretty huge, there was close to 200 kids there.
That's 200 kids as a lock-in.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
it was
nightmare.
There was a lot of there was a lot of no, I was gonna say there's a lot of chaperones.
Oh, so like there was
There's
a lot of
there's a lot of chaperones.
shenanigans. Is what you're about to say.
No, there wasn't. It was a church lock-in, Joel. You know those don't happen there.
Okay, fair.
Anyways, we were playing basketball, and I am almost 3 years older than Tyler. So at the time, I was like 16. 15. No, I was 15. He was 12.
Oh my goodness.
So this was not where the relationship started, but this is how we met.
Okay.
And he ran into me when we were playing basketball, and my first initial thought was like, this punk just ran into me. And so that was like our first time we met. And then him and his family started coming to the church where my dad was a youth pastor at, and they started coming to youth group, and there was still nothing at that age, it's such a different
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But a few years on down the road, then we're like, oh, like he's kind of cute. Oh, she's kind of cute. And then, we texted, courted, hung out forever. My dad like made us hang out with friends for literally like a year and a half before we could ever date, which
Wow.
again, 2 girls now, I get it.
Yeah.
And then we dated for a couple of years, broke up for about a year, lived a lot of life during that time, and then got back together and dated and then got married. So,
You gonna let your kids date? No.
ooh, we could really
Me?
go. We could
No,
really
my
dive
kids aren't
in
gonna
deep.
date anyone.
Oh,
I'm an arranged
date,
marriage.
but they'll.
Yeah, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Let's unpack that a
don't
little
want-
bit.
I don't wanna
Let's
think
unpack
about it.
Come on. No, we got to.
You go.
I'm excited about it. I'm ready to try to intimidate. I mean, I don't care. I'll try to.
Jonathan's
That's fair,
ready to
that's
flex
fair,
on
that's
some
fair.
Yeah. I mean-
fellas. I'm like,
I would bring him to my garage and we'd
Yeah.
work out and be like, "You got to bench more than me
Yeah,
before you date my
we're gonna
daughter."
go. We're gonna go hunting.
Oh,
we're gonna
man.
work out together.
Oh,
And if
that's
you don't
cool.
meet up, meet the the requirements, then
if you can't kill a buck.
you out. That's right.
You out. That's fair. That's fair. Oh man, I don't know. I just because being a guy, I'm like, I don't trust any boys.
Yeah.
Just don't trust boys.
Yeah, that's hard. I like,
That's phones too. Like what?
for me, it's, I could really like dive in deep here, but for me, it's, things were like a little bit strict when I was growing up. So
Yeah.
I would kind of like sneak and do things that
Yeah,
I didn't need to do.
yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to put like so many boundaries to where they're like sneaking and doing stuff. But then at
Yeah.
the same time, I totally understand having healthy boundaries. So that's
Right.
a conversation that we'll have to like figure out.
Well, my parents were super chill with their boundaries because my brother and sister were crazy, and then I was the perfect kid because I just act perfect, and so they were just like, "Yeah, you're fine." So I was doing.
Of course, you were the perfect kid. John.
No, I was acting perfect. I wasn't the perfect kid. And because of that, I could do whatever I wanted because they were just like, "Oh, he's a great kid. He doesn't do anything crazy." And I'm like, "Yes, I do. Everything crazy." So that's the other side too. I'm like, even if I am
Yeah.
not strict, they could act like they're fine.
yeah.
So I'm like, I can't trust anything my kids do or say.
Yeah, I think there has to be, because if you allow it, that can really give you so much like anxiety
Anxiety,
and fear of like, oh Lord, like I don't want my kids to do anything or mess up. But the
Yeah.
thing is, they're going to.
Yep.
And I've seen this quote before. It's like, you can't keep your kids from their testimony.
Mm.
And that's so true. And
Yeah.
it's like, I've did really stupid things and went through really stupid things, but it's like, I've found my relationship with the Lord deepened through some of those things. And so
Yeah.
it's, I think just, praying for protection over your kids, and then making sure that they know that you love them is like probably
Yeah.
the best thing that you can do there. And then
man.
Yeah.
let Jesus take the wheel, as they say. Yeah, I don't know. Dating can be hard, and like social media too, and cell phones.
It's so different now. Makes us sound so old.
Yeah. What about cell phones? I
Oh.
don't know,
That's a whole nother
that's
podcast
That's a
in
whole nother
itself.
podcast. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
And every parent's gonna feel that there's a better way to handle their children than what we each
Yeah,
handle
yeah.
ours, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Not like us personally. I'm saying each parent has to handle their children
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
their way that they feel is best. And so yeah, I think that's a touchy subject with the
It's
cell
tough.
phones.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't mind sharing it. My
Do it.
kids won't have a cell phone, and you're gonna be like, oh, just wait. They might be able to have a watch or something that can text if they're in a serious
Yeah.
position of
Yeah.
needing some help.
That's a smart move.
But man, just reading and seeing all the negative side effects of social media, I just don't want my kids to be open to that at a young age.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And their self-esteem, I want them to, not be pressured by the social aspect of if somebody else thinks they're beautiful or if someone
Yeah.
else thinks they're good enough,
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, you think about literally what you were talking to. You said when you were younger, you thought your parents had it all together.
Right.
Part of that is you had no exposure to the outside world other than the world you lived in.
Yeah.
So you didn't see anyone else what their life looked like. You didn't see what the world's turmoil was. You just were like living your life.
Yeah.
And so you went, man, my parents
That's
take
very
care of
true.
me and it's good. When you give these kids phones and access to the internet and everything that's happening, you throw the things that are already stressing you out on top of them, and they have way less handle on that
Yeah.
than you
Yeah.
do. And so
Yeah.
that you're just asking for it at that
Yeah.
point. So I don't think you make a bad point.
Yeah.
And also going to each kid, like going back to the whole dating thing quickly, I already can see that every one of my girls, I have 3 of them, is gonna be different
Yeah.
than how some.
Yeah.
So one might be attracted to that guy that's a little crazier than the other.
Don't point at me when you say that.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of crazy person.
No,
Thanks.
I think you're pretty. I know you say crazy, but I think you're pretty calm, Joel.
Oh, thank you.
And so, yeah, I just think that that'll have to be like how I approach that in that situation with each kid might be a little bit different. And you know, I'm sure my older sister would say the same thing, just like what you said about your older brother and sister. Like they probably was a little bit easier for me growing up with my parents because they made some mistakes with my sister.
Yeah.
So I probably will make some mistakes with my oldest that I might not make with my younger because you learn from some of those things.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, very true.
Do you want to take a stance on phone stuff or social media? You don't have. I mean,
Honestly, I haven't put that much thought into it.
I think I'm super passionate about parenting or just like relationships because I got a master's in it because I thought that's what I was going to do. But the thing that I always go down to is, do you treat the things that are not accessories in your life as accessories? So like kids are not an accessory to the life that you're living. They are a part of your life. They are not an add-on. And I think a lot of times parents, not saying these are people here or whatever, but you can see it. You can see when people treat their kids as an add-on. You are an addition to my life, or even their spouse.
Yeah.
And so I always try to think, okay, I'm not that parent that's, my kid is my world, but I do not want them ever to think like they're just an addition. Like this, it's about me and you're just kind of here until you grow up and then, so.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I think, and again, don't ever want it to sound like I have it all figured out, make a lot of mistakes, but I go home and my kids love hanging around me, and I think that's so awesome. It brings a lot of joy to me.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is because I'm like, hey, I got to build this. Let's go. Come help me with it. Or I'm going hunting. And again, this is a small example, but hunting is something I'm passionate about. So, and working out, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to figure out how to hang you in a tree. It's going to be a little crazy, which I've done with my girls, shot some deer with them. And again, small example, but I want them to participate and be involved in those things. And then in turn, when I get home again, like they all run up to me and they all they come running to my truck, and it's like, oh, this is awesome. They all want to spend time with me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's important that if you want to be involved in their lives when they're older, then you have to involve them in your life.
That's a
now.
good point. Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
And it's really easy, like Addie's at that age now where she wants to help with everything.
Yeah.
And there's so many times where it would be easier just be like, just let me do it. Like, we got 5 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's those small things on the day-to-day that really make a difference.
Yep.
It's like the other day I was making eggs and she wanted to crack an egg in the pan. I was just like,
oh no. Here goes 5 eggs that are just going to be wasted.
But it's those little things,
Crunchy eggs.
over time. Yeah. It's those little things over
Yeah.
time that I feel like make a lasting impact is involving them in those
sure.
kinds of things. And
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some values that you personally try to instill into your family on a daily basis?
Ooh. That's hard. I think for me, it's clear communication, right? Just trying to be open about what you're thinking and feeling, not in the sense of like my feelings take precedent over everything, but just if I'm going to help you in whatever you're going through, I can't unless I understand. And so Joanna and I try to model that too. Like we're not the family that doesn't have an argument in front of our kids, and we're careful around. We're not like, we don't yell at each other or anything like that, but we try to show them that the goal is to seek to understand, not to get your way. And so that hopefully models in them when they're listening. Nora doesn't care. Lucy pays attention all the time, but Nora's doing her own thing. And Lucy will look and be like, they're arguing. And she's watching and I'm like, great. Now I have to really focus on what I'm saying. But yeah, I think clear communication, because it just solves so many problems.
That's good. What about you?
Values.
I mean, I know we can all say faith, but
No, I think to what you just said, I try building off what you said with my wife. I do think about it often. Like, I joke around and slap Brittany in the butt, or like, hugging on her, kissing on her, and all of the kids are like, oh, what are you doing? And I actually think in my head as I'm doing this, like I want them to see that I do love her, Brittany, and that that's important how a man should treat a woman. And I want them to see that. So that's one thing. Other thing is, how do I say this? Loving other people into me is so important. And I see it it's funny because I see it in even kids when we're here. It's like one kid's like, well, this person didn't include me. And so then again, we talked about it earlier, but using that as a learning experience, but like explaining to my kids, like, hey, like we're all children of the Lord. We all need to be loved, even if they don't look, feel, touch, whatever, the same way that you do, act the same way. We got to love those kids. And even if it's a kid that's maybe harder, you don't get along with, like what would Jesus do? And that sounds so cliche, but reiterizing that every day of trying to just explain, I think that's a big value for us. And then, hopefully the next thing is, and I pray for this in my journal almost daily, is that the Lord will give them wisdom to follow him. And again, maybe sounds a little cliche, but at the end of the day, even if they have troubles in their life and do things all the way wrong, I know that if they know the Lord, then we're pointing them in the right direction, and hopefully we'll continue to do that as they grow older.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me is, again, kind of like what you were saying, is trying to, well, what both of you were saying, is trying to build a healthy example of a relationship, and have that be seen in front of them between me and Tyler, because I know like what we do as a couple, they're going to think is what they should do. Yeah. And like how we treat one another, they're going to think, oh, that's how, that's normal. That's how I need to be treated. So trying to make sure that we both model, mutual respect for one another, how to have a conversation and communicate with one another. So I think that's key, is modeling that healthy relationship in front of your kiddos for sure. Yep. And then, treating others with kindness, treating your neighbor as you would want to be treated. Those things, being consistent, even when you may not feel like showing up. If you're committed,
that's a good one.
If you've committed to doing something, trying your best to keep your word. I feel like that's like an important value, and something that maybe not, I feel like the community here is really good at that, because we kind of briefly talked about that before. In a gym setting, most people that stick that out are going to be people that are hardworking, and but if you tell somebody that you're going to do something, you've committed to doing something, seeing it through, and being consistent, I feel like is a big value. And then also, I'm trying to model more that I know sometimes as a mom it's hard, because when we're doing our devotion or our quiet time or whatever it might look like for each individual person, sometimes we feel like we can't sit down and read a scripture or whatever, unless it's completely quiet and nobody's around me. But as a mom, like, that literally never happens.
Yeah.
Like, it just
you'd have to get up really early.
Yeah, well, even then, I mean, my girls get up most of the time when Tyler is leaving for work, and then there's days where I'm up and, well, only on Tuesday I'm up and gone before they're up. Yeah. But anyways, I've learned that it's okay if things are chaotic around me. I want my girls to see, like, I'm still going to take this 5 or 10 minutes and sit down and read a Bible verse, and whatever it might look like. And I've started kind of including them in that. Usually like 2 or 3 times a week, I have the opportunity to be able to cook breakfast with them, and we'll sit down at the table now, and I'll get out my devotional, and I'll pull up a scripture, and I'll read it in front of them, and we'll kind of chat about it. And Addie's at the age now where she's like I said, she's starting to ask questions, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna have to research that. But I think, going back to what we said earlier, not being afraid to include them in those moments, even though it may not look like you feel like it should look like. Ideally, it's very empowering and powerful.
It's planting the seeds.
Yeah. And then I feel like it makes them feel comfortable and coming to you and having those conversations. That's one thing that I want to make sure with my girls, is that I want them to be comfortable. If they're ever in a situation that happens and it's not good, I want them to know, oh, I need to call my mom.
That's a good point.
That's something that I feel like is like really important to me personally.
No. Well, I know we're getting up close to time. I know one of the last questions was a funny something you've had, and you're talking about a good relationship with your wife. I have a great relationship with my wife, but the booty thing has become a thing in my family now, because we got to wrap it up. No, but this is important. No, it's just funny how kids latch on to stuff, and they just latch on forever, it feels like. And it was one time I took a picture of Joanna's butt, clothed, relax, and I used it when Lucy was like upset about something for some silly reason. And I was like, hey, Lucy. And I showed her Joanna's butt, and she started dying laughing. Here's the problem. I made her a card, and I drew like a silly butt. It wasn't even really that detailed. And so on Father's Day, she goes, "Happy Father's Day, booty," and then writes booty, and then tries to draw another butt. And now that's like her thing, is drawing butts. And I'm like, oh, Joanna, she said it to me. She's like, this is gonna get back to her. Yeah. And I was like, no, she won't. Yep. Every card, everything is a booty.
Nice, Joel. Good job, bud.
Training
Love
it up
it.
in the way that they should go, apparently.
Yeah, I love it. Funny moment. Any funny moments lately? I feel like every day is a funny moment.
yeah.
I feel like we all have young kids, so it's like it's kind of at the point too where you have to like learn to laugh at
Yes.
stuff, like situations like that. You just have to laugh it off.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have any memory of
A booty.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
booty.
like every night, like she said, there's some comical things that
Yeah.
happen. A lot of it's phrases that like my young ones are saying that don't quite make the sense that they should, and yeah.
Yeah, gotta love it. Love
Yeah, kids, man.
Love the kiddos.
Family.
Family.
Well,
Awesome. Thanks for listening, guys. See you on the next one.
Yeah.
bye.